Hi everyone, Scruff the Knee Stuff Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and I want to talk about the country musician who said he would go away but just refuses to. That's Mr. Zach Bryan. One of the last times we talked about Zach on this channel on a major scale was when he was in the midst of a major personal fallout due to a lot of social media controversy that was being kicked up over allegations that were made against him by his ex-girlfriend, Brianna Chicken Fry, many of which were frankly pretty unflattering. Zach didn't necessarily have a super direct response for all of this per se, but he did seemingly announce that like he was just going to be like exiting the music industry completely and going off to study in France, if I recall correctly. But the further we move out from that announcement, the less likely it seems that any of that is going to happen, as Zach has continued to quietly but consistently drop new track after new track, even including a song with Kings of Leon, of all people. And it's getting to a point where this string of new material is like really starting to pick up more steam and attention, even in the political sphere, as it seems. As I guess in a recent snippet of a song that Zach dropped onto the internet, he had some choice lyrics for ICE, the Department of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, an arm of our government, which, if you haven't been taking notice as of late, President Donald Trump has been weaponizing against cities and demographics of people who don't agree with him, or, you know, those who he's been promising his rabid voter base he's going to go after, demonizing immigrants in this country. It's nothing new. But yeah, apparently, according to Stereogum, the words in this song snippet go as follows. I heard the cops came, cocky motherfuckers, ain't they? And ICE is going to come bust down your door to try to build a house no one builds no more. But I got a telephone, kids are all scared and all alone, the bar stopped bumping, the rock stopped rolling, the middle finger's rising and it won't stop showing, got some bad news, the fading of the red, white, and blue. Which, I don't know, I think that's a pretty poetic description of the situation, a little Springsteen-esque in moments as well. And, you know, Zach Bryan, despite the fact that he, does not necessarily categorize himself as a big left-winger or anything like that, he's been known to throw a little, like, social commentary in his music here and there. And as a red-blooded, white-bred American who's done some military service as well in the Navy, you would think he's, like, entitled to hold an opinion, one that might go against some of his, right-wing fans' point of view. But apparently no, because Zach's words here, and keep in mind, again, this song is like not even officially out yet commercially, but just the preview here was enough to piss off higher up over at the DHS, saying that he should stick to singing his song Pink Skies when this dumbass and every fucker that put her in office are currently in the midst of a government shutdown because they can't run the country. They're literally too stupid to run the country. Rumor has it it's kind of intentional because the likelihood may be high that if Congress is in session once again, and I believe there's like a congressperson who hasn't been sworn in yet. If she gets in, they may hold a vote to release the Epstein files. Again, that's a rumor, might be a little political theater there, and I'm sure there are other plates spinning in the midst of this shit show too. But back to Zach. Zach having a little bit of an opinion here and, taking a stance that, hey, maybe having ICE Gestapo thugs march up and down the street and abduct and deport innocent people who are just like working and have families and are living their lives, maybe it's not a good thing. Radical take, I know, crazy out there take, the craziest, most furthest left-wing take you can possibly have. I'm basically Trotsky here. Apparently all this hubbub about, Zach taking ICE to task a little bit here was enough drama and blowback to stir up a premature response out of Zach before the song, again, is even fully out. As he says on Instagram, I wrote this song months ago. I posted this song 3 months ago as a snippet. This shows you how divisive a narrative can be when shoved down our throats through social media. The song is about how much I love this country and everyone in it more than anything. When you hear the rest of the song, you will understand the full context that hits on both sides of the aisle. Everyone using this now as a weapon is only proving how devastatingly divided we all are. We need to find our way back. I served this country. I love this country, and the song itself is about all of us coming out of this divided space. I wasn't speaking as a politician or some greater than thou asshole, just a 29-year-old man who is just as confused as everyone else. To see how much shit it stirred up makes me not only embarrassed, but kind of scared. Left wing or right wing, we're all one bird and American. To be clear, I'm on neither of these radical sides. To all of those disappointed in me on either side of whatever you believe, just know I'm trying my best to, and we all say things that are misconstrued sometimes. Everyone have a great day, and I love each and every one of you. He goes on to make an additional statement about how scrutinized he's felt he has been as of late. But there you have it, Zach Bryan's weirdly a centrist message there, or at least that's how I'm sure a lot of people are going to react to his statement here. Oh, he's kind of landing in the center. Oh, he's like fence sitting on this. I actually think Zach saying what he said here and how he said it does more to bend the knee toward fascism than anything left wing or even in the center of our politics today. At no point did the founding fathers of this country envision a time where a formal federally regulated military with weapons that are so high grade and advanced they couldn't have even conceived of them at the time would need to be going up and down the streets, policing the American people, instilling fear and operating under some kind of authoritarian rule. I'm sorry, but that's not a centrist position. That is, once again, an authoritarian position. And sitting there and thinking, I don't know, I could see why they're doing it. That's not being a centrist. That's not being reasonable. That's just being a pussy. Not to say that's how Zach here identifies, but it's clear due to the blowback from some of his audience, he wanted to come across as not being so harsh on ICE and just kind of say, oh man, I'm just confused like everybody else here. When there's literally nothing confusing whatsoever about what Trump is doing, about what ICE is doing. There's nothing confusing about that. It's not confusing at all. It's just wrong. It's not a thing that we should be doing. And while I will be charitable here and say that a lot of people who are in support of this stuff may be doing so out of ignorance, the key to fixing that ignorance isn't to be nice to these fuckers to their face and act like, oh, well, you have a point. That's not going to make them change their minds because they didn't arrive at the position they're currently in by logic or by facts or by people being nice to them. They were scared into these points of view, scared into this ideology under the guise and under the lie that everyone that ICE is rounding up and detaining and deporting is a danger to you. And that lie has gone so far that these fuckers on the internet would rather believe the fantasy that we need military and ICE deployments to Portland, Oregon, one of the whitest, crunchiest, queerest, and most boring cities in America, is like a fucking nonstop riot-filled war zone that we need to call in the troops in order to stop it. Again, utter dementia. Cuckoo bananas. Every city has its issues and crime and poverty, homelessness and the like. But the idea that Portland was just about to burn down completely until ICE and the military stepped in to stop it is just bullshit. It's made up. And trying to sit here and both sides of the eyelet and see the merit in it isn't doing anybody any favors. And specifically in the case of Zach Bryan, it's very disappointing, not only because I know the guy messes with some of my content, but also on top of it, with certain people in certain contexts, I've seen this man totally full of piss and fucking vinegar. But then after he calls out ICE rightfully on this track and pisses off a few fucking morons who frankly are stupid and shouldn't be taken seriously, he's out here like, guys, I'm just confused. Come on. There's good stuff happening on both sides of the aisle. Just wait to hear the full context of my song, please. When literally another reason that he shouldn't be paying any lip service toward the right is that you have someone from the DHS calling you out on Twitter. This is a government official. Doesn't this person have better and more important things to do than call out musicians on social media? Like, I know we're at the point where we're all sort of like desensitized to this stuff and Donald Trump is a Twitter fingers freak, but like, this is not normal and we shouldn't be pretending it is. Government officials shouldn't be going after regular, everyday citizens, even if they are popular, professional, successful musicians, and going after them for having an opinion on Americans and regular people getting rounded up just for being brown, as well as maced and attacked and shoved and injured horrendously for protesting. Again, you don't got to be a far lefty, commie, bleeding heart liberal to have that opinion. That's just a bad thing that everyone should see as bad. That is, unless you're a bigoted freak who's just dying to lick the fucking boot to anybody else who actually has two brain cells to rub together. Don't be such a pussy, because these people don't understand anything other than being demoralized and told they're wrong, and also forced out of their positions of power because you can't reason with them. They're complete psychos believing in a delusional fantasy. You're not going to win them over or convince them of anything by feeding into their made up bullshit, which again is why I'm disappointed in Zach Bryan here, because he said some real shit in the clip and now he's kind of pulling it back like, I didn't mean to be that harsh about it. It's actually more balanced when you hear the entire song, guys. Whatever. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. I'm sure you will. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or a link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Zach Bryan, forever.